Okay guys, we have been to Novum, South Link, Gateway Premium, and today we are finally getting the opportunity to view South View Service Apartment. Now this is the one that is considerably to be the older version of South Link, because South Link was just launched not too long ago, or VP not too long ago, and Novum is the more nicer, the more atas one. Gateway Premium and this one over here are the older ones. And today's standard, the rental market for these two is actually a lot more affordable as compared to those of the newer ones lah. So I'm very excited to check this place out. Let's go. Okay, as you come in the guardhouse area, you are greeted with pretty decent landscaping area over here lah. And now this is quite nice, right? Because you can see that there's even lights over here. So I believe at night it will be rather nice looking lah. So I'm actually quite curious to find out if the entire development's landscaping will be as good as this over here, or is it only just this part over here lah? Okay, so we are now at the main lobby of South View. And I like the fact that there's actual koi fish on the water features over here, which you can see a lot of the young ones are also becoming adults very soon. And that's rather interesting, right? Because you hardly get to see this sort of water features in a condo that actually has koi fishes lah. And now this is a very active drop-off zone, because a lot of the people over here actually don't really have their car on their own. They use public transport and they use like all these Grab hailings lah. So you can see this is coming very often as of right now as well. Now, knowing that this place is majority for tenants or investment focused, right? You can see that there's even a mart over there and also a convenient kiosk station over there on the left side lah. So Block A is a little bit smaller in terms of the lobby area, and Block B is a little bit wider because it has the market over there lah. So essentially, this is a place whereby the developer understood the assignment and knew that this is going to be for temporary or space, right? So they have all this sort of little kiosks and whatnot on this area itself lah. Okay, so this is the lift lobby area, and it kind of insinuates more of this office kind of vibe lah. It doesn't really give you the very residential when your design language, right? Now, UOA has always went with this sort of design language, which to me, I find it questionable, because I would rather have more warm, less office, less commercialized media development design language lah. And as you can see over here, right, there's separation between left and right. One side is for low floor lift and this is high floor lift. So depending on where you're at, right, it's actually rather convenient for you to actually get to your floors. And this is across all UOA developments. They have always done this very well. So this is a part where I love UOA's concept lah. Okay, so the gym over here at 2:19 p.m. right now is packed with people. As you can see, this particular gym has all the equipment for you to actually do a very good workout, unlike the other condos that we have been to so far lah. Now, obviously, this is a newer condo, a newer apartment, right? So you are going to see more well-equipped gym equipment, and it's very well maintained. Gym equipment's very nicely equipped. Okay, in South View, there's a very interesting music room over here, which they're actually looking for teachers to kind of station themselves over here. And right now, I can even have like an actual piano that I can play. I don't want to play a full song lah. Later you all think that I'm a musician, right? But it's actually quite interesting with the concept, because you actually are able to learn some sort of instruments over here, from piano to violin, and even I think flute also, right, looking at this over here lah. So this is actually a quite interesting concept that you don't see very often in other condos nowadays lah. And I think it's because of this area, right, because it's predominantly a very work-focused oriented tempat. And what happened is they even have tuition rooms over here, which I think is no longer operating, right? But essentially what it's trying to do is that, let's just say where your parents are actually at work, and then you can actually send your children over here for music classes or tuition centers itself in the condo lah. So how convenient. Besides educational stuff over there, you also have this little library room or little co-working space area, if you want to call it that lah. But essentially it has books over here for you to read, and also there's free Wi-Fi. So this is like a project, or you will have a tendency to actually put education into their focus, because when I've been to the other condos like Central Point, United Point I've been to before also, the design language is actually very similar. They don't give you anything very creative, very bold. They go with very standard, normal looking punya things lah. Even the tables and the chairs that they provided, right, are questionable, tapi cukup guna lah, I guess. Yeah, this is the library room. Nothing too fancy like the ones that you see in Marsing or other developers lah. Now, this is the playground area. Obviously, it's under some refurbishment. As you can see, everything has already been popped out lah, basically. And it's not the biggest or the most appealing playground, as you can see from the picture itself. But I think it's because it's situated on such a small plot of land, and this is very expensive, very prime location, right? So obviously, they're not going to put a lot of emphasis on this over here lah. And you can see over here, right, there's a Kebangsaan school that has already been somewhat demolished or abandoned in that sense, right? Because I believe in prime land or prime location like such, right, a school is not going to cut it out for a long period of time now, because obviously they could have made a development like such and get very high GDV, right? So why not convert this into a residential or commercial area? And I think that is what's happening over here as well. Okay, so this is the latest commercial area by UOA Group lah. So this is called Duo. And this development over here, right, actually is very expensive because of its prime location to Bangsar South proximity lah. So Bangsar South actually enjoys a lot of job opportunities, and also because it's very close to Universiti Malaya, right? This place in terms of temporary need of space is insane. There's a lot of people looking for properties around this area, and obviously that's the reason why the prime land that I mentioned just now, which is right behind us, is basically converting into another residential property or commercial property. Not yet confirmed, but you can see that the school is no longer operating anymore lah. So staying here will get you some sort of development construction minion noise, and on top of that, going to be very dusty lah. So if you have balcony units over here, I think you should consider closing them, because not very fun. The swimming pool and the gym room are the main highlight over here lah, because this particular development, as I mentioned, right, is built on a very small plot of land. There's really nothing too much you can do to make it more creative or more bold lah. So as you can see, swimming pool wise is also being utilized right now at 2 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon, and I would say that the swimming pool is quite sizable, quite nice, but it doesn't enjoy any sort of different features like. It's literally just like a very basic swimming pool. Nothing too fancy, really basic. Okay, what is interesting is because this development, although it's not a very high dense property lah, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 1,000 over units only, right? But they actually have this KF food mart on the facility floor itself. So let's go check out the menu real quick, right, to see what's the price range of the food like. But I also like the fact that they actually have this self-to-use Dobby area over here. Basically, because the units upstairs are not to say the biggest, right, in terms of layout. So you can actually just kind of use this one over here, which is operated 24/7 anyways. Okay, so the food here has everything from your Malaysian cuisine, all the way to like Italian pizza and whatnot, right? Even pasta, actually. And the pricing wise for Bangsar South, I think is considerably to be fair lah. But the thing is, if you're walkable to actually South Link over there, which has an actual commercial area downstairs with a lot of food, would you still want to go for this KF Food Mart? I'm not sure. And also, I don't know how it tastes, right? Maybe it's really damn good, so maybe people enjoy sitting here lah. But it's weird to see this development having a makan tempat on level facility floor itself, because this is not a very high dense property lah. Okay, so as you can see over here, now this bridge over here is supposed to connect you to KL Gateway Premium, which is a shopping complex that is not to say the most fabulous right now, because it's rather decent only lah, because most of the kedais already closed down. But you can see there's a connective bridge right over here that's supposed to be connected to this new Chin Hin development across the street lah. Now, will this actually materialize? We don't know yet for certain. But previously, before the land acquisition over here, right, you can see that this was already halfway done, and it was supposed to connect you all the way to KL Gateway Premium Shopping Mall over here. So these people can come over here and they can go over there, which will lead you to also the train station that we came by just now lah. It's a rather interesting design and concept, right? Connecting all these 4 pillars or 4 towers together. Basically, Novum, South Link, South View, and then KL Gateway Premium Residence lah. Okay, so as I mentioned, this particular area enjoys the benefit of walking to South Link as well. And when you walk past this bridge over here, you're back in South View lah. So South Link enjoys a lot of commercial activities like food, mostly food and restaurants lah. Really nothing much in terms of other commercial activities. So we're just going to have a peek over there just to kind of show you what the commercial area is like lah. Basically food lah. And just to give you more context about the demographics here, right? Predominantly last time when it was MCO days, right? This place wasn't very that hot yet one because it was launched during MCO times and a lot of people didn't want to stay over here because number one, mahal. And then number two, there wasn't really much things to do, right? But now once the borders has opened, right, and China students are flooding into Universiti Malaya, everybody wants to stay in this part of this condo apartments because it's number one, very close proximity to UM, and number two, also because there's abundance of food over here lah. So you can see right now, right, when we walk across this area, you see a lot of China people over here lah. So right now we are at South Link commercial component. Basically, this place is full of food lah. And you can see there's a lot of franchise over here, like Mish has already opened up the operations for quite some time right now. And majority of these people over here, they're staying, right, the local, not local, but the foreign Chinese students lah. And as I mentioned, this site is like a hawker center kind of concept in your food, which is damn abundance lah. Okay, you basically have everything. You got claypot chicken rice lah, the halal and non-halal food, everything you have over here lah. So when you stay here or when you site here, right, for you don't really need a big space for kitchen area because there's so much options over here. And most of the people that stays over here also don't really have the kitchen area to begin with lah, because obviously the form factor, the layout of the plan is all in a very small setting one. It's all ready for this temporary need of space lah. Okay, so among the 3 or 4 properties over here, right, there's KL Gateway Premium, there's South Link, there's South View, and also there is Novum, right? Among these 4, right, my honest opinion is that South View is actually the more affordable option among these condos lah. And that's because this one is also the older one compared to the other Novums or South Link. And KL Gateway Premium and this one is about the same age lah. So these two share similar attributes, but in terms of facility-wise, I don't think this one is it's nice at all lah, honestly speaking. It's like a very basic, everything is just basic, it's just there. It's enough, functional. And this is the design language that UOA has adopted for a few of their projects in their past lah. Now when you go to like the other ones next door, like South Link is much nicer, they have more greeneries and landscaping there is nicer. Facility deck is much better than this one over here. So if you're somebody that actually favors facility, consider Novum or South Link. But if you're somebody that actually wants more space and more affordable, consider KL Gateway Premium and this one over here lah, South View. Because rather older option, lesser facilities, lesser amenities as well. So that's pretty much it of this particular condo review, and we'll stay tuned for the next one.